Hey, gorgeous, Tara Malarkey here. Thank you so much for being here. Promise this is going to be a value-packed masterclass. I'm going to share with you the 3 stages just to make it simple for you so you can walk away from this training and actually implement what I talk about. All right, so the 3 stages to consistent coaching revenue in the new feminine paradigm, super current and brand new material from me. So I'm going to pull back the curtain on marketing online as a feminine CEO. What's changed in the industry for us as a creative, as a visionary, as a healer, and as a leader. I'm going to share everything that's required to break through that low 6-figure threshold, and I'm going to keep it as simple as possible. So I want you to get out a piece of paper and a pen so you can take notes. Just so you know that I know what I'm talking about, here's a screenshot of our merchant account of a few months this year, okay? 221,000, 26 new customers, et cetera, you can see there. And you can also see our PayPal. We don't really use PayPal, but we do have some money come in there, and you can see that we had 43,000 come in for the same period this year. So I just really want you to understand that I've been doing this for a while and know what I'm talking about. And I'm not just a fly-by-night business coach, okay? These are the results of my clients. So Sherry, she had a second person just a few weeks after working together. Once I taught her what I'm going to teach you in this masterclass, she had the second person sign up to her annual mastermind, which she priced at $20,000. So that was a $40,000 a month just weeks after working together. And over on the right there, you can say, hey, beauty. She said, I booked another client for my 8-week course for $8K. And that is without paid traffic or anything else. Down in the bottom there on the left, just made another sale, $5K. Dying to talk to you about it. Can hardly wait till our call, but I will. And then another one here, I asked her at the top there, hey, did your client sign up to work with you long term? And then she said, yes, 17,000 broken up in 2 payments. And my other client is coming on retreat too. So my mission is to create 10 female millionaires in the next 12 months. And I'm going to share why. Because I'm breaking the financial and sexual bondage of the collective feminine by teaching unapologetically about money and embodiment. I claim financial sovereignty as the birthright of every woman, and I believe financially resourceful women will have the biggest impact on the planet at this time, and that is why I do what I do. So today I'm going to let you in and take a look into my life as a high-ticket, divine feminine sales queen, and share with you how you can do it too, which are laid out in the 3 stages to consistent coaching revenue in today's new paradigm. I promise you're going to learn a lot here. I'm going to show you a lot of screenshots into our business. It's going to be no fluff and a lot of value for you. Okay, so quick story. That's me in my New York, Manhattan apartment lobby as I just retired from my Wall Street career. Now, I didn't retire as a multimillionaire like some did, but I retired. I left my Wall Street finance career at 29 years old with an MBA. I had just finished my MBA, and I had a spiritual awakening. And I woke up and decided that that wasn't the career for me. I traveled the world for 6 years, actually, on a spiritual sabbatical. And now I run a coaching empire, serving the collective divine feminine. I came into right relationship with my purpose here on the planet, my mission, my ministry. And it really is to help the divine collective on the planet right now rise into riches as embodied leaders. But this was me at 6. Cute Tara there. My brother's behind me on his tricycle. And the reality is that my dad wasn't really around. He was an alcoholic for all of his life. My mom raised us on her own, and she was super stressed out and sometimes not the best mom emotionally, right? Both of my parents were immigrants, so we were both first-generation Americans, and that came with its own challenges if you have any experience with that. And I started working really early on to create my own independence, and my mom, frankly, couldn't, support us and, give us everything that we wanted. And, she worked very hard, and we definitely had a good life. But I started working as soon as I could, right? And I worked my way through college, and over the years, I did develop PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, from honestly, mostly emotional wounds. I didn't have physical or sexual trauma, but I did have a lot of emotional wounds from my mom and my dad. And I developed codependency, and that showed up in my relationships, but also in my relationship with money and business and my relationship to my work. I went into over masculine mode sometimes, and I hustled till I burned out. And I had some low self-esteem buried beneath all the success from emotional trauma. And I tried to overachieve and perform to feel loved. That was really how I knew how to survive and feel loved. And the reason I tell you that story is because I want you to know if I can do it, so can you. Selling high-end coaching and building a business, a profitable, prosperous business around your divine spiritual gifts is a learnable, trainable skill. So a little bit more about me right now. I live in San Diego, California. I have chosen this place perfectly. I love it here so much, and I always felt like a California girl, even though I grew up right outside New York City. And that is me sitting on my kitchen counter. I bought a home here last year. I'm a business and embodiment coach and have been for 6 years. So I didn't just start this, and I'm not teaching you how to do this because I just figured it out this year. I've been doing this for a while and have helped dozens and dozens of women get to multiple 6 and 7 figures. I have healed and am still healing new layers of, childhood emotional trauma and wounds, because that is a process, right? It's a lifelong journey, and but I'm so happy for the healing that I've done already, and it really informs a lot of the coaching and the containers that I hold now for my clients. I'm the founder of High Ticket Empress, the online temple school for the divine feminine. I am a former New York City corporate Wall Street banker. I have an MBA, and I have traveled to over 20 countries. I love to travel on a 6-year sabbatical, Thailand, India, Nepal, Bali, Australia, New Zealand, all the places in Europe you can imagine, in Tulum, Mexico. And I'm not only highly trained and experienced in coaching and online marketing strategy, because that's what I went to work on to really learn after my Wall Street career, once I had my spiritual awakening and knew I wanted to build a business around this. But I've done extensive work with myself and my clients on neuroscience, the relationship between our brain and our body, nervous system trauma and how it affects us, somatic therapies, how to really get to the body-based effects of how trauma has affected us, and sensual embodiment and healing emotional wounding. And the thing is that if you feel like you should be further along right now, sister, and you tend towards people-pleasing and really orienting toward how others see you, and you have a fear of being seen out there in the world as your highest self, and you feel unworthy deep down or not good enough, then you're in the right place, because these are very deep childhood wounds that have fragmented your psyche and your soul, honestly, and no amount of mindset work, of love and light spiritual bypassing, of business strategy or willpower will work. And most of the personal development and even business development industry until this point has focused on strategy and mindset in business programs. And those are awesome. I teach business strategy for sure, and I also teach mindset, right? How to direct your mind to a place that's empowering. But I also know now that deep embodiment work and healing our heart is very important. Think about it. Many women especially have deep wounds of codependency around money and business. They are waiting on a savior instead of developing a right relationship with their own inner masculine to anchor their own wealth. And many women are in an avoidant relationship with money and business, with their own money and business, constantly procrastinating, hiding, not looking at the numbers, resisting technology. Women end up overgiving and chasing, trying to save or mother others instead of healing and rising into their own sovereignty. And so we must heal this now. I'm going to share with you today the 3 stages. Are you ready for this? All right. Are you excited? Are you guys getting this? The 3 stages. Stage 1, how to make more in one day selling high-end group programs than a whole month of trying to sell low ticket or one-on-one dollars for hour products. Stage number 2 is how any woman with an expertise can sell high-end once you understand this key thing. And stage number 3 is how to turn your client value from $197 on average to $30,000 with our mastermind formula. Plus, I'm going to share with you my loving leverage methodology so you too can set up Streamline systems and support so you know exactly how you can run your business so you can free yourself from the hustle. I'm not saying you don't have to work hard, sister, but the hustle and grind to be under earning and underselling isn't serving us any longer. Okay, so it's time for us to rise. Who is this training for? Let's just make sure you're in the right place, right? You're a divine feminine. You feel deeply connected to the feminine collective of rising women on this planet. You're a coach or a visionary or a creative or a leader, and you have a body of work to share with the world. And you're sick of seeing others succeed and not you. Not because you're not gracious or you don't want to see others succeed, but because you know deep down that you too can do it. You too can lead a multi-million-dollar personal development leadership company, change the world, make an impact, share your message, and you're not doing it yet, and you're sick of it. You know that you're qualified to sell high-end services, that people get amazing results with you, but it hasn't gone so well so far. You haven't been able to sell consistently. You're also a spiritual feminine leader, and you're here to leave a legacy and create a 7-figure. Like, you are not playing small anymore. You want to create a body of work business that positively impacts humanity. And you've been secretly praying, honestly, for a better way to run your business so that you don't have to trade your time for money and, hustle all around the place and chase clients that don't even appreciate you. You want to have more time and earn more money, more time with your family, more time with your children, perhaps, more time to nourish yourself, more time to travel if you want to, and earn more so that you're free. And you're free to create more, and you're free to give to causes that matter. The financially resourced woman on this planet will actually make the biggest impact because she will have more resources to contribute to causes that matter, that save our planet, that help racial divide, that help separation on the planet between humans, that will help animals. This is why we came here, but we cannot do it if we are broke. And if you stay till the end, I want you to just get for free my 3-step high ticket funnel guide. This will help you get clear on your niche, how to charge high end for what you're doing, and then set up a simple automation to attract your ideal clients. So here's the thing. Did you know that 67% of coaches earn less than $2,000 per month? And 88% earn less than $10,000 per month. Yet 1% generate $100,000 or more per month. So the reality is that the coaching business or the coaching industry that's $2.4 billion right now is going to 1% of the coaches. 1%. Does that remind you of anything? Sort of like we're recreating what's happening economically with humanity of 1% of the population holds the majority of the wealth. We're creating that in an industry that's supposed to be helping humanity. So how many of you want to know what the 1% are doing? Not because we want to compete, but because we want to redistribute the wealth, right? More of us need to be holding that wealth because we're do-gooders. We're here to do something with that. So here's what happened to me. I went to a big event in Las Vegas. And I learned that all the successful people in the marketing space, they were making between 1 million and 10 million per year. When I say marketing space, I mean personal development, coaching, selling things that help people get better, right? The people who were making the 1% that were making 1 million to 10 million per year had a high-end program and they had systems to support their growth. So that's what we're going to be talking about in this masterclass, how exactly you can set that up for you too. I realized that anyone who was making 7 figures and 8 figures, they all had high-end programs and they all had automated systems to support their scaling. They weren't selling one-on-one packages. They weren't manually getting clients. They weren't chasing clients down. No. That's not what they were doing. They had found another way. And so I was invited to a high ticket mastermind, and I said yes while shaking. My first high level program, I had no idea how I was going to pay for it, but I decided. And that's me, that very blurry photo is me in a stretch limousine with a bunch of other guys who knew those secrets, and I wanted to learn from them. We're drinking champagne there if you can't tell. And so this is what happened over the following 4 months. This is what happened. 221,000 happened. Okay, and I couldn't believe it. Are you guys getting this? This is what can happen when you change the structure of how you do business. You don't have to change who you are. You don't have to change what you do. You just have to change how you do it in the world, because if you implement the right strategy, this can happen for you too. Before that, I had done a lot of things wrong. I got told no on hundreds of sales calls before I realized what I was doing wrong. Like seriously, I knew I had to do enrollment discovery calls, and I just kept hearing, no, I don't have the money, right? And I didn't know what I was doing wrong. I charged ridiculously low prices and undersold myself for years, left literally millions on the table. I tried to go with the lone wolf route, right? Independence, and that is actually a childhood wound. I mistakenly didn't hire world-class mentors, and I was using only free downloads and webinars to try to piece together my business. This was a big mistake. I was completely blinded by my limiting beliefs and my self-sabotage. Like, people will never pay that. I overworked on all the wrong things that didn't move the financial needle, so I was hustling. And the worst part about hustling is if you're hustling and you're not making money, if you don't feel the financial freedom to get on a plane and fly first class if you want to and go to a 5-star hotel, if that floats your boat, or drive a nice car, or have a nice house, or whatever comforts might make the hard work worth it, that wasn't happening for me. And I rode the feast or famine roller coaster for years, meaning sometimes I'd get a client, I'd be like, yeah. And then sometimes I wouldn't get any clients, and I didn't know how I was going to pay my bills. So after doing that for many years, and now after doing this for 6 years, here's what I know. Selling low ticket items, only low ticket items is the recipe for low income burnout and overwhelm. And there are unconscious nervous system attachment wounds and shadows holding most female entrepreneurs back from the capacity to hold 7-figure frequency. And without streamlined automation and systems that increases your client long-term value, you're actually really working a job versus creating a living, breathing company, which is what you want to do, right? So I discovered that the hard way, and you get to cheat, you get the easy way. Here's the hard way. The experiment that I had is I tried scaling to $50,000 a month. I was like, yes, I want to go for it. I want to do it. I was posting on all the socials. I was emailing my list. I had these things. I didn't have a ton of followers, but I had an audience. I was creating videos for YouTube and IG and Facebook and, doing a ton of sales calls, right? Like a lot of enrollment calls. And I really burned out. Because here's the hard way. You sell low ticket. You charge by the hour. You try to launch a new course and you hear crickets. You keep launching new courses. You hustle till you get sick. You try to create a top podcast, but you don't know how to monetize it. You have endless videos going for YouTube. You try to post in all the Facebook groups. You try to do a best-selling book and get Amazon bestseller status. You grow your Instagram. You just create great content and people will buy. That's what you think, right? And none of these things are bad per se, but they're not the pathway to a profitable leadership business. The easy way, here's the easy way, right? Develop a program that the market wants more than what you want. Female entrepreneurs have an issue with this, right? Position and strategize for high-end sales. So you really do have to set yourself up and articulate what you do in a way that high value is commanded for your program. You have to give real value, right? You have to be good at what you do, and then you really do want to heal those wounds and traumas that are keeping you small and hiding. And then you got to plug in a real monetization strategy. That's what we're talking about on this masterclass. Create a simple funnel that sells for you so you don't have to be hustling and grinding all the time. and then develop best-in-class results and love your clients. Because if your clients aren't happy, forget about it. That has to be number one. All right, so I want to expand what's possible. This is some of where I've been with all my clients and events that I've held around the world. We've been in Mexico and Tulum and Boulder and where else here? I feel like I'm missing something here. But we've had multiple events, Las Vegas, so many places there, and it's been super fun. And I'm showing this to you because I want you to be a part of it, but I mostly want you to know that you can create this for yourself too, okay? And this is some of the screenshots of what we get in our Facebook group all the time, right? It's like, Tara, I have really good news and a question. She agreed to 5K, celebrating my best week ever. 6 people in my group program that paid $3,000. Boom, my first discovery session using Tara's sales script was so dang easy. My highest ever paying client paid in full. Woohoo just closed my first $3,000 client today. High vibes for everyone. Biggest month ever at 16,000 up above. We've made 13,000 plus whatever else they say there. So that's what's possible. And by now you should know that you can too create a high ticket specialization. You can scale it and automate client leads in the next 28 days, because if I can do it and my clients can do it, so can you, regardless of your shape and your gender and your color and your background and your trauma or your niche or any limiting belief stories you might be telling yourself about why you can't succeed. Developing a premium high-ticket signature program is really the first step. It's the fastest, easiest, most effective way to living your purpose and achieving prosperity, period. From there, you can add on lots of low-ticket items and things that are more accessible to the general population, but you need to get out of the gate and you need to be profitable. Otherwise, your business will fail. So I want to ask you right now, hand on heart, sister, what would an extra $20,000 per month do for you and your family in the next 6 to 12 months? Just really think about that. What if you allowed that into your experience right now? What if you allowed the teaching that was going to help you understand how you can actually implement this in your business? What if you allowed that to come to you right now? So I'm going to share with you the playbook my clients use to scale past the low 6 figures. And it's something I call the 3 stages to consistent coaching revenue in the new feminine paradigm. You see, most coaches are focused on building a grander system that if they become more visible, they have more followers and likes on Instagram, or they create a podcast or whatever new shiny object is out there, that then they'll make it. But they become overwhelmed because honestly, they hear crickets and they burn out. And you can't really see that from where you're standing, right? When you see people launch a program, you don't know how many people jump in. And so you assume that they've had success, but a lot of them haven't. They've heard crickets. And so that made me wonder, why is it that some coaches and healers and leaders make millions while others struggle to pay their rent and make their car payment? Well, after talking to hundreds of coaches and consultants and being in this industry for 6 years, I have realized that the $1 million goddesses, I like to call them, have these 3 things present in their businesses, while the hustling grinders, they miss this entirely. They have limiting beliefs that don't allow them to really embrace this and implement it in their business. So I want to remind you, just 1 quarter in our Stripe account, 137,000, okay? And this is possible for you too. So stage 1 is how to make more in 1 day selling high-end groups than a whole month of low-ticket products. I'm going to share with you exactly how you can do this, okay? Are you excited? And you can do it too. You can start doing this within 28 days. Our clients have done this. So stage 1 is the new method. How can you do this? It doesn't make sense, let's be real, for anyone who is booking less than $20,000 a month in revenue to sell low ticket items. Here's why. You want to sell high ticket, which is anything over $3,000, so that you can easily and quickly reinvest in traffic, in your business, and start to scale and build a living, breathing company that can serve more people. Here's the reason, the real reason why, and operate without you working 24/7. Because actually you can't even serve your clients really well if you're working 24/7, if you're hustled, if you're exhausted, if you're overwhelmed. And so this is serving everyone by you getting paid more and working less and building a living, breathing company that actually makes a profit and can be reinvested back into the business. You can't actually offer true transformation to your clients selling one-to-one sessions, even if you pack them together. If your client feels they're paying for your time, like they pay $150 for a session, their consciousness is limited to thinking that they're paying only for your time. You see, working with a client on their desired result over time versus talking during a session gets your clients better and faster outcomes because they understand that they've invested in their own results. They're not paying for your time. They've invested in getting the result that they want. This will build your clientele. You'll get lots of people who talk amazing things about what you do. It gets you raving testimonials and builds your confidence. You see, I thought selling high ticket was for the special crowd, the ones who'd been around the longest, had the TED Talk, the best-selling book, the thousands of followers. And then I realized it's actually a learnable, trainable skill, and anyone can learn it. Imagine if someone told you as a baby, no, you can't walk, only those who walk already can walk. Or imagine if someone told you when you wanted to go get your driver's license, no, you can't drive, only people who know how to drive can drive. It's ridiculous, right? So we need to get out of this thinking. Here's Jenny. She says, just made another sale. Dying to talk to you about it. $5,000. Can hardly wait till our call. And I remember when I got this email because she really had just started. She had really just started and she was a relationship and intimacy expert and she was on the feast or famine roller coaster for 2 years and she had started her business. At that point, she still had no list and she had less than 1,000 followers on IG, on Instagram. And she was trying unsuccessfully to sell $497 courses and like 10-pack coaching sessions for like $1,500, which, the math was like, it was $150 a session. And right away, she went from 2K to 10K within 1 month. And that's because we were able to position her differently and people started paying her $5,000 for her program. So the old way, I'm going to give you like just a look inside. This is how it used to be done. You have or how some people try to do it. $497 course. You have a goal of $10,000 a month. I mean, that's even a low-level goal to start. You need to sell 20 people to reach that goal. And the industry standard says you need to get in front of so many people that 3% convert. Here, in this case, you need to get in front of 667 people. Or actually, they not even just get in front of them, they need to click on your sales page in order to sell 20 of your course at $497. That's really hard to do, especially organically, without paying for traffic. And it's not even worth paying for traffic for a $497 course. So this is how it used to happen too. New client, let's go back here, new client, right? 10 pack, 1,500. So really you set up a call on your calendar every week and it's about $150 an hour. Maybe they've paid you in full, maybe they're paying you in payments. But your calendar is full of these one-on-one calls. Now, I'm not saying one-on-one calls aren't great. Some people really love to give one-on-one calls or they believe their clients need to have one-on-one calls. The problem with this is that it's not scalable. You can't grow. And when your calendar is booked out with all these one-on-one sessions, like when are you going to market your business? When are you going to get new clients? How are you not going to be exhausted so that you actually show up to these calls like the full expression of you? The reality is that you get overwhelmed and your calendar is jammed and your income is capped. So this is not the way to create your business. You're underselling, you're under-earning, you're overwhelmed and you're undersexed. Really important, sister. So the new way, if you are serious and you really want to create a business, a company around your body of work that even grows without you, that can grow into a living, breathing thing that shares goodness with the world. Let's say you have a 5K enrollment and then you have another 5K enrollment, another 5K enrollment, another 5K enrollment. and you put all these people into a high-level mastermind group, and you have a weekly call one time. This is what's possible. And actually your clients get better results because they're around their peers. And then you are leading them an amazing one time a week call. And that turns into what could be a $20,000 week with one high-touch coaching call. This is what's possible, and this is what's happening, and this is what many are doing. If you're wondering what they're doing, how are they becoming so profitable, right? How do they have multi-million-dollar businesses? This. So here's the other scenario, right? You have a $5,000 program. These people go into a high-level group program. Your goal is $10,000 a month, let's say, and you need to sell 2. At a 3% conversion, which we just said, you need less than 100 clicks. And this is totally possible organically, right? You don't even have to pay for traffic at this point. So let's move on to stage 2. Are you getting this? Is this exciting to you? Does this like spark some light bulbs on what's possible for you? Now, if you're wondering if you can do this too, I want to share with you how any woman with an expertise can sell high-end. Once you understand this, I want to ask you, is it possible to achieve greater than the #1 leader in your niche, even if you're a nobody right now? You probably are wondering this. I'm not certified enough, I'm not ready enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not experienced enough, someday, not yet. These are all wounds that plague the feminine. We feel like imposters because everything may not be perfect yet in our own lives, and therefore we feel we don't have a right to coach someone else. Here's Emily, okay? And once you claim inner authority of your own sovereign, divine, feminine domain, you are ready to learn how to sell high ticket and give your service at the highest level. And this is what we cultivate in our containers inside High Ticket Empress. Okay? Emily went from unknown, nobody knew who she was, to 8K per client. This is a screenshot of something she put on Instagram recently. She said, yes, in this funnel course, she's talking about High Ticket Empress, legit ladies, I built a $100,000 coaching business in a year after taking it, and I haven't even implemented all the parts yet. And when she says she hasn't implemented all the parts, she's talking about the automation and the funnels, the scaling piece. She built a $100,000 coaching business from organic traffic only, and she didn't even really have a lot of people to talk to. So when she came to me, she had lots of life experience, she had done a lot of work, she had some certifications, and she still wasn't monetizing. She didn't know how to package her and price her signature offer, and she mostly didn't know how to muster the confidence to sell it with the big price tag. She was limited by thoughts like, do people really pay that? And within 2 weeks, no kidding, I helped her get more specific in her niche expertise as a relationship coach, and she started selling her 8-week program, first at 5K and then 8K. You can see here. She said, hey, beauty, I booked another client for my 8-week course for 8K. Testimonial coming ASAP. All right, and so this is what's possible. So there are 5 S's. I want to give you something you can walk away with right now. Look at your offer and make sure, right, that it is a solid and sellable high ticket offer. Is it specific? For who and what results? Who is it for and what results does it achieve? Is it searchable? Are people searching for this solution? Meaning, are they out there on Google, on Facebook, on something? Are they looking? Are they asking for signs from the universe like, I need a solution to this problem that I have? And then that leads me to the third thing, is it solution-based? People buy solutions to pain, especially for high ticket. They have a pain. They're only going to invest high ticket for a proven solution. And that leads me to number 4, is it system-based? People feel confident with step-by-step systems that feel proven. So you can make your own system. You can put a proprietary kind of code around what you do. And is it soulful? Do you love it? People will feel your energy, right? And this has to be something that you love and that you feel aligned with. The last piece is something that most feminines, we got that down. The other pieces above, the 4 pieces above, seem masculine and analytical and logical, and we tend to turn away from them, and we don't want to make sure we have that down, but we have to. If your offer isn't selling, it's because it's not fitting these 5, okay? When you learn how to position what you do in a way that solves a major problem for someone, you've struck gold. This is possible for every divine feminine leader with the right guidance. Think about it. Energy healer, astrologer, yoga teacher, massage therapist, Reiki master, ceremony holder, women's circle facilitator, doula, and the like. We've done deep work personally, and people naturally come to you for advice on health and relationships and perhaps even their career, living their purpose. And these are all high-ticket niches, and you have the right. You have the right, sister, to claim your authority to help others reach their goal. And in coaching, really, you're leading someone from A to B, not by just telling them what to do. Yes, you might have a system and a step-by-step guidance, modules, etc. that you have, but you're really going to be about asking the right questions so their own truth emerges. Let's face this, like, you already do this already. Feminine embodied and ethical selling requires a high inner frequency of your self-worth. Most women are really scared to charge, but it's time to alchemize this worthiness wound and reclaim your right to live with financial sovereignty. If you claim this, allow it now and say yes. Say yes right now, sister. Yes, yes, yes. I love it. So here's Charlotte. Charlotte, when she came to me, she hadn't booked a client in 3 months, and she was selling high ticket before, but she couldn't land a new client. Within 2 weeks, she booked one client for €12,500. That's how quick this can happen, right? You can see that there. So she just had to do a little healing and then put the right strategy in place, and then she went out and created this new client for herself. So let's move on to stage 3. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are the wheels turning? Are you starting to visualize what's possible for you? I wanted this to be activating, and I want you to start to see a pathway where maybe you couldn't see a pathway before for your divine feminine leadership business. This stage 3, how to set up your recurring revenue system so that you never start the month at 0 again. If you tend to turn away from the numbers, here's what I want you to do right now. Turn towards the numbers and stay with me here, okay? Because you're going to learn a lot. I never want you to start at 0 again. So where I see so many coaches go wrong is that they're always focused on new leads and new posts and new traffic and creating new courses and trying to become more visible instead of focusing on their current conversions and clients. Here's what they're doing. Facebook groups, podcast, blogging, Instagram, guest blogging, or features on big blogs, and they have a YouTube channel. But Facebook ads? No way. That costs money. And they're like, I'm not going to do Facebook ads. So I'd rather just try to do all these other free things and be overwhelmed. You can kind of see how crazy that is, right? They're launching new programs like send an email and do an IG post and another Facebook post and another email, all leading to this is launching a new program, right? So they're going to do a 3-part video series, and then that's going to lead to the sales page. And you know what happens most of the time? Not to be a Debbie Downer, but this is the reality right now. If you don't do it right, they hear nothing. They hear crickets. I can't tell you how many women come to us, and on the call with us, they tell us they launched this other program, they launched this new thing, and nobody signed up. And sister, if this is you, you're not alone, because most people are struggling with this in silence. I want you to know that there's a better way. So here's what I do. When you want to scale, right, all that I talked about already, you can do organically. You could build a multi-6-figure business organically, meaning you don't have to pay for traffic. But when you want to scale, when you want to take yourself out of the equation a little bit, when you have money to reinvest in traffic, you start to do Facebook ad, to a webinar, to a high-ticket sale, and then those high-ticket sales lead to a percentage to recurring revenue. Simple, 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 simple. And here's what happens. You have an automated machine that actually brings you enrollment calls right on your calendar, like automatically. You don't have to go out there and chase people to try to get them. People want to work with you. They see the value of what you do, and they book a call with you. And if anyone tells you that this isn't working anymore, it's totally false. It's absolutely working. You just have to do it right. And I firmly stand for us females, us feminines, setting up machines so that we can actually stay in our erotic, intuitive, and feminine essence and be nourished and nurtured in our business. And then we can show up to serve clients in a high value way. So we're talking no challenges, no mini courses, no 3-day launch video series. This is about leverage. Simplicity and systems give you space for feminine intuition and flow and cosmic alignment and more creation. And when you're leveraged, this is how you get out of the one-to-one coaching model. So one of our clients, she says, very soon after she started learning our system, she said, boom, 4th discovery call booked in 24 hours. I literally laughed out loud on the subway when I saw the email come in. Laughed because it felt so simple after years of struggling to get consultations. I smiled from ear to ear with joy and happiness for the immense feelings of support and love I feel from the universe. Ladies, it's happening for all of us. So I'm going to remind you, right, what we talked about already. The new model is high ticket enrollments into one high-end group program to make like $20,000 weeks or perhaps $20,000 months to start, whatever feels good for you. But this is how you can see how you can go from $20,000 months to $100,000 months and more. So what you're going to do to create recurring revenue is you're going to invite your clients to a mastermind, right? The ones who are in that small group program, they're going to want to continue with you because they've spent 8 to 10 weeks with you. They got a lot of amazing results and they want to keep going. So you're going to invite them in. You're going to, offer them to pay you monthly. And that becomes your base revenue every month. It helps you reinvest in traffic and just gives you a cushion. And there's no reason that any leader, coach, consultant out there can't have this running. It's just limited thinking to think that you can't have this going in your business, no matter what niche you're in. So just imagine, will you imagine with me for a minute, 5 clients at $1,000 a month is $5,000 a month. If you have 5 clients in your continuity program, that's $5,000 a month that's coming in at the first of the month. Or then if you, after you grow for a while, 10 clients, you raise the price to $2,000 a month, it's $20,000 a month. So no more starting the month at 0 and need to constantly chase new clients. This changes your client long-term value from just $197 if you're selling low ticket items, $497, $997 to $30,000 or more. Because when you think about it, if you have, we'll go back for a second, if you have $2,000 a month retainer and that's a $24,000 a year value for a client, right? So someone that might have just spent $497 with you is now spending 24, or even adding on your initial 5K is 29, so $30,000, right? That's how we get to a long-term value of 30,000 or more. This is what any company out there in the world does, right? You buy something, on a lower end, and then you continuously spend more money with that company because you love them, because you love what they do, that you love the service they provide, and you trust them. So that's exactly what we can create here too. And that means that an acquired client is worth a lot more to you. And so you're willing to pay actually a lot more to acquire a client. And that's when ads come in. This makes business sense. It helps cover marketing costs of scaling your business. Talk about Sherry here. Again, we talked about this in the beginning. She said, I have to share some good news. I got the second person to commit to my annual mastermind. And so her annual mastermind is $20,000 a year. And so that's $2,000 a month, right? Or a little less than $2,000 a month. All right. And, she had just begun. People started paying her $5K out of the gate, and then they signed up for her $20,000 mastermind. And then Emily says, I said, hey, did your client sign up to work with you long term? I know we had chatted about making that offer, wondering what she said. And then if you jump down, she says, yes, $17K broken up in 2 payments. She signed up for a year, and my other client is coming on retreat too. All right, so this should, and she's not in the business of making money niches. Almost not a lot of my clients are. So if you think that you can't do this in your niche, you dead wrong, girl. So the coaching industry, this should really hit you, is projected to hit $2.1 billion by 2022. It's huge. It's only growing, okay? So newsflash, it's time to capitalize and move from struggling solopreneur to the frequency of building a body of work around your gifts. Build a leadership company that will impact the planet while you're here. You're here to leave a legacy. And as a feminine creative visionary, you have to put the structure in place to monetize your ideas. This work is healing the inner masculine within, so we quit waiting for a savior to take care of our money. or business. We can set ourselves up for success and learn how to anchor and manifest on the physical plane. These wealth codes are available for female visionaries right now. So I want you to remember this. Let's go back, and I just want to show you something, right? If you have a $197 course that you're trying to sell and you want to just make $5,000 a month, right? You need to sell 25 of those, and the industry conversion is 3%, so you need 846 clicks to meet your goal. This is almost impossible, and the reason I say this is because if you're not getting the results you want, here's the reason why. You might not know the numbers, and I want to show you the numbers and why it's not working for you. There is another way, all right? And I want to make sure that you understand before we go into loving leverage and how to scale. All three of these stages that I talked about today can be done with organic traffic only, meaning you don't have to spend on ads out of the gate. And it works with any niche as long as it solves a major problem for someone. No need to spend on funnels and ads, and in fact, we don't advise it until you have true proof of concept. So when you're ready to scale, right, and you might be there already, you're ready to go from $10,000 a month to $50,000 a month, here's how you do it. You start to automate your marketing with ads and funnels. You add group masterminds, which is what we're talking about in recurring revenue, and then you have to add a team, okay? So here's your simple automation. You have an ad that goes to a webinar, that goes to a high-end sale, and it goes to recurring revenue. This is how you scale, and you can scale to 7 figures minimum using this model. So here's our 3-step funnel. Here's how it works. We have an ad, right? That's one of our Instagram ads that goes to an opt-in page, that goes to a video webinar viewing page, that goes to a book a call page, okay? And inside High Ticket Empress, you actually get access to these pages if you want them, to use them to plug and play so you don't have to create from scratch. Let's talk about ads for a second, okay? Are you with me? I know the numbers can get like overwhelming here, but I'm gonna try to make it as simple as possible. This is one of our ads running, the ones I have circled. So we already talked many times, the industry average says that you have a 3% conversion to clients, right? For us, our sets are usually 5 to 10% book a call with us, and 20% of those people become clients. So if you take that 328 that I don't have circled here, but under webinar conversions, 328 people have opted in. 5% of those would have booked calls, and that's 16 calls booked, okay? 16 times 20%, meaning we'll get 3 clients average out of those 16 people. And we sell packages between 5 and 10K on the phone. And so that's a revenue of 15 to 30,000. So I want to ask you, would you spend $15 a day, right, which is what we're spending there, you can see that circle, on this ad? And more importantly, we pay $2.94, which is an amazing statistic, actually. $2.94 per conversion for people to opt in and watch our video to make $15,000 to $30,000. Yes, the math makes sense. It makes so much sense that you'd be crazy not to do it. And this is what I want to teach you how to do. So I'm going to review the stages to starting to create coaching revenue that works, healing your inner feminine and your inner masculine, so you can create a body of work around your leadership company and grow your wealth, right? Because it's time. Stage number 1 is how to make more in one day selling high-end groups than a whole month of selling low-ticket products. Stage number 2, how any woman with an expertise can sell high-end once you do this, once you understand what we talked about in this webinar, right? That you can go from unknown to selling 8K in just a few weeks. And stage number 3, how to turn your client long-term value from an average of $197 to $30,000 by selling a mastermind, by adding recurring revenue. So the past 45 minutes, I just want to say, would you agree it's been time well spent? I've given you a lot of value here, I feel like, but I can't cover everything you need in a webinar, even if we had all day. So the special offer that I want to share with you so you can get everything you need to know And if you act fast, I'm actually going to hook you up with a customized plan for you. Would it be okay if I share with you how I can help you? All right, you basically have two options at this point. You can try to figure this out on your own, right? And like me, I've spent over $100,000 in my business development, my personal development, and you'd probably spend hundreds of thousands figuring this stuff out, just like I did, from the business structures and the systems to the energetic embodiment integration, and getting frustrated. And here's the biggest thing: wasting time, a lot of time. Or you can learn the proven system, which I think is the smarter way, to be quite frank, from someone who's not just done it, but actually mastered it. And quite frankly, again, like the best coach in the marketplace right now for divine feminine women who want embodied, authentic guidance on up-leveling their wealth and impact. Because like I told you in the beginning, it's not just about strategy. We need someone to hold the resistance that will inevitably come up as we grow. So if you're smart, right, which I know you are, and you go with option 2 and decide to work with me, here's what you're in for in terms of results and speed. I want to give you an idea of what we do in the Business Accelerator for High Ticket Empress. Within the first week, we have your high ticket offer crafted and you're ready to go to market. I'll teach you exactly how to reach your organic market, to your current audience, no matter how small it is, to start making sales immediately and to start doing posts with high performing call to actions. So this is for you whether you're unknown at the moment or you've been trying to build your business for years. You actually can sell your high-end program next week if you want to. Within the second week, you go to work on your webinar and your funnel, and we give you our fill-in-the-blank, plug-and-play webinar and funnel. So it makes it super easy for you. And then I will look at it, make sure it's up to snuff for online industry standards right now, okay? Within the third week, we have your ads online if you want. Okay, if you're ready to scale and generating new qualified strategy calls coming right onto your calendar and turning into clients. And within the fourth week, we have your sales conversations improved. You get my $1 million sales script, so you know exactly what to say on your calls. This has made millions for me, my clients, and my mentors. And it's turned into a repeatable process that not only you can repeat, but I'll teach you how to hire a team so that you don't have to do the calls yourself. And you can focus on your genius, like maybe writing a book and maybe doing more work with your clients or maybe doing more philanthropy work, right? Whatever it is that you want to do, you actually can remove yourself from the things that aren't necessarily what you have to do in your business. That's just the first month. I want to remind you, it is time for women, especially spiritual women, to rise to riches. So if this sounds like you and you want to quantum leap your business income to $20,000 or more a month, then I want to talk to you. Over the next 5 days, my team has set aside some time to talk to you and see if we can help you, okay? We'll talk for roughly 45 minutes. Myself or a goddess from my team who've been through my programs, they're super qualified to help you. They'll map out an exact action plan, how this can work for you to follow, so you can follow it on your own. You can hit your consistent financial goals, and this call will probably be the most valuable 45 minutes you spend working on your business this year. The thing is, though, you'll probably need some help, and that's what we'll talk to you about, okay? We'll invite you into the program if you're a good fit. You're currently at the low 6-figure threshold, so you're somewhere between 2 and 10K a month right now. You do have knowledge that solves a major problem, okay? That's definitely prerequisite. You're ready to book. You're ready to go for it. You don't want to play small anymore, and you're ready to go to 20,000 or more per month right now, scaling to 7 figures. You've got big goals, goddess, and we got to get you out into the world. You want to move from solopreneur, hustle and grind, oh my gosh, how am I going to get the next client, to creating a body of work, creating a leadership company, and really stepping into priestess, queen, high level, highest self type energy. And you're ready to expand your capacity to hold more wealth and prosperity with a mentor. I want to make sure that this is definitely for you, okay? Hit the link below and schedule a call right now. If you're a female coach, if you're a healer, you're a visionary, you're a therapist even, you're a service provider, you're a consultant, you're an expert, you're currently in business, okay? You're already making some sales. But if you haven't started yet, it's really not the right time yet for you, okay? This is for women who know they're incredible at what they do and believe that they can dominate their marketplace and make a high 6-figure, even 7-figure income. Women who've been doing this a while and still haven't healed the trauma around money and who don't have scalable strategies in place. And women who understand that they need to have some skin in the game and invest in themselves to take the fast route. So here's the link. I want you to click the link below. Our schedule fills up really quickly right now. So I really want you, if you're feeling called, make sure that you book a call right now. There are over 200 people registered for this webinar every week. My schedule can only handle 11 calls with the team that we have right now. So you have to apply right now. It's Tara Mullarkey, TaraMullarkey.com/ready, and the link is below, and the space is limited. So no harm, no foul. Just put in your application, schedule a time, and we will see you there. Thank you for being here, Goddess. I send you so much love, prosperity, goodness. Go out there and rock it. Bye.